welcome to the Amazing Kids Men podcast, Andrae Jones. Not just a great kids pastor, but a great leader. I'm a church nerd, and I'm always I just like to watch how people things tick and work. You guys are doing excellent things. You're really looking at data and trends to see hey, where are kids at so we can meet them where they're at. Where's the balance between the way you're interpreting that data and trends so that it's actionable?
We've probably run it through a litmus test of our culture. I've got some Gen Zers on my team and I love them. And so I found it's better to take them along the journey rather than just to tell them what to do. Ran through this filter, okay, does it fit our vision? What's happening in the ministry and how can we then apply it? The kids, they make about 73% of the decisions in a household.
Yep.
So then we ask the question of...
All right, I'm very excited to have on the Amazing Kids Men podcast today someone who's really great. He's a kids pastor, and he is not just a great kids pastor, but a great leader. He's at a church, One Community Church, that is fantastic at reaching all of the different demographics and people and families in their different areas. And also, he's a fantastic leader that I'm really excited for you guys to get to hear from and learn from today. So welcome to the Amazing Kids Men podcast, Andrae Jones.
Come on, man. Good to be here.
I'm just going to hit
Yeah, we got free sound effects right there.
Exactly.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you back.
Thank you. Unbeknownst to anyone that's watching this at this point, you just got married 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's right there. There it is. Yeah, It happened.
It happened.
And here I am on the podcast. I got permission, though. Yes, I did get permission. Yeah, no, man.
Yeah. I'm not on your honeymoon with you.
No, that would be crazy.
That would be crazy if I came to do a podcast with you on your honeymoon.
Do you mind if Tyler and the whole crew comes? No, man. I just married an amazing young lady. Goes by the name of Crystal Jones now. Known each other for a while. So we got married on Sunday amongst all of our friends, family, ministry. It was beautiful, and we're just grateful, man. So blown away that we get a chance to even do ministry together, life together. And so last 48 hours have been a whirlwind.
I bet.
I've had a Celsius. I'm
you
awake. But blessed, man. Just grateful. So
that's awesome.
It's good.
Well, I think the reason I wanted you to come on and talk today is because in the Kids Men world, and, as kids pastors get kind of lined in and set up, a lot of the times we have this mentality where it's I don't know about you, but there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Anywhere 9 different hats.
Yep.
And sometimes we get into maintenance mode.
Yeah.
We just have to manage this. Let's manage it and keep it going. And the thing that I'm constantly impressed with and the way you lead is you're a dynamic leader and you built a ministry that's ministering to thousands of kids, but you're also always very curious and trying to stay up to date. You approach things well and is this still the most effective way to do this? But not change for the sake of change. Have you always been that way, or did you learn that the hard way? Why are you like that?
Why are you the way you are?
Why are you the way you
are? Probably both and, right? And
yeah.
So I think there's been seasons of life where it's been very, I love comfort. So don't get me wrong. As much as I'm trying to adapt and change the world, I love a good, comfortable lifestyle. We're going to do A, B, C, and we're not D. I don't even know about that. But I wish I can say it's all me. I have a phenomenal senior pastor who encourages us to innovate, encourages us to learn. Probably on a given week, we'll get 5 or 6 new resources. When it comes to podcasts, books, he's reading them. And so he's then encouraging us. Never will he force us, but it's an encouragement. And so probably when I started on staff at One Community Church, I got an excitement for reading. I got an excitement for learning. I got an excitement for what can be. And I think I've always wanted to pour into other people, but always wanted to be kind of ahead of the game or right on track with it. I don't know if you can ever get ahead because it's constantly shifting. Yeah. But I wanted to look down the road rather than being very just kind of reactive. And so let's see, hey, what can be? I'd argue about a year ago, we were kind of sitting there and some data had come out. Everybody loves some data right now. Yeah,
everybody loves
data. Gen Z and then beta and millennials. And we've heard us that, kids know to make a decision probably around 11 or 13. And so there was this increase. They're Gen Alpha is very engaged and they're reading the Bible. And I'm excited. But then I see that Gen Z is kind of falling off. And so there was something in that tension that I wasn't settled with. A kids pastor could really be my group is doing well. Yep. but I knew my group would one day be the Gen Zers, or would be in middle school, or would be in high school. And so what we had to start doing is just looking at different research to figure out, okay, well, who's pouring into them, which became parents. So then our team started just doing a whole bunch of research. And what was exciting is that we didn't just look at all of the theological books. We didn't just look at all the kids ministry books. We started looking just literally the Google searches all across the world on, hey, what's happening in Gen Z? So we're looking at fashion. We're looking at what's happening online. We're looking at the digital space. And why wouldn't you want to get the best content from people who are already doing the research to help you reach the people that you're trying to serve? I'm not trying to think it all by myself. And it's better than your chats. It's research people who have taken the time to streamline it for you. So whether it's high-level points, whatever, and then if you want a cheat code, take a 10-page thing, throw it in chat, and say, give me the key summaries, and make it effective for kids ministry
This
leaders.
multi-million-dollar project that people did research on. Can you just give me the summary on this?
That's it. And so it's been a joy to do it, but then also just to hear the heart of people.
Yeah.
And so as much research as we want to do, we try to be very intentional in just talking to our families. Those are our customers. So if you're in a business sense, those are our users, those are our customers. And so I've got to spend time with them so that I can hear their heart. Because otherwise, I'll give them something every weekend, but it'll miss the mark. And so how do I get into their world, into their space to ensure that we're learning, we're growing, but ultimately we're supporting them?
That's a great. That was going to be my next question is because I think again, you guys do a really great job of. It's not relevance for the relevant. You guys aren't just like 6, 7, and like just because you want to be relevant.
Right.
Like you're really looking at data and trends to see like, hey, where are kids at so we can meet them where they're at. My next question was going to be, where's the balance between the way you're interpreting that data and trends so that it's actionable. Yeah. In the way that you like, because you sent me something a couple weeks ago, like you had this report about,
right.
I think it was Gen Alpha,
mm-hmm.
and even some of it was talking about like they're really into competition, they're really into all this stuff, and it's like, how do you? Because it seems like there has to be a process of praying or the Holy Spirit to even figure, okay, what do I do with this information?
Right.
Like, what do you have a process for that?
Yeah. It'd be great if I probably documented that and everything, but I don't know. Sometimes you gotta go with it. So I think in anything that we receive or read through, I mean, first and foremost, we are going to read through it first time, and then we're going to really look at it and kind of discern, okay, what can we gather from this? Mm-hmm. And we probably run it through a litmus test of our culture. So here's what we try to do. We try to create environments where the unchurched love to attend the church, are fully engaged with God, insiders and outsiders. And so as we read through it, we're looking at, okay, hey, can this help us create this experience? Is this going to help like the church be engaged with God? Is this going to help kids? Every child loving God, every parent being fully engaged. That's our vision for kids ministry. And so as we're reading through this, okay, how is it going to help a kid to love God? How is it going to help a parent to be fully engaged? So on that particular one, we're looking at it, and I think it said that the kids, they make about 73% of the decisions in a household. Yep. So when it comes to what do they watch on TV, what are they eating, so
buying,
all of it.
Yeah.
So then we ask the question of who's making the decisions when it comes to ministry. And so what I love to do is I like to formulate the questions and then invite my team in. Because what I don't want to do is make all the decisions, just come to them and say, hey, we're going to do A, B, C, and then they're not bought into it. What I found is that I've got some Gen Zers on my team, and I love them. And I kind of grew up in a sense where what they said goes. So if my leader came in and said, hey, we're doing A, B, cool. You don't have to ask me.
Yep.
But I found for my team, they would ask the question of why. And I would get frustrated in the beginning, like, what do you mean why? This is what we're going to do. And so I found it's better to take them along the journey rather than just to tell them what to do. And so as we're reading this research, some of it I'll summarize and I'll say, hey, let's read this together. What did you get from this? And what I love is that I'll get different perspectives that I never even thought of. They were like, hey, have we thought about this? Or did you see this? Here's what I read from it. And so now the team is growing together. And so we're on the whiteboard, because I love a good whiteboard. Yeah. Like office is covered in them. But in that, we've now ran through this filter. Okay, does it fit our vision? What's happening in the ministry, and how can we then apply it? And so we'll throw out, what's the top 5 from this? So from that, we do a prize store every month. And so we said, hey, how do we offer early access to the prize store? So give you a preview on the 3rd weekend, because it happens on the 4th weekend. That's cool. How do we give kids a little Devo at home that then says, ask your parent. So strategic in what we're writing in it, ask your parent this. Why? Because the kid's going to make the decision. So when a kid leaves church and says, hey, let's have this conversation, no parent's going to be like, no, because it's church.
Hopefully.
The kid, well, you know what? Yeah, some of them might. But it encourages those kids to then formulate the questions that then brings the parents in. All that comes because we read some data and we're like, hey, if the best companies are doing this and they know this, why isn't the church doing it?
You hear about a lot of, and I've watched it happen before, like kids pastors will go to conferences, or any pastor really, but they hear great workshops or speakers and they come back and they're like telling their team, we're going to do this and we're going to do this, and they don't have the buy-in. So the team's kind of like, why? Like, okay, like literally what you're explaining. So I think for you, like you have a pretty wide range of leaders, volunteers. How are you approaching the way you lead those different ones? Because like in different areas where you have leaders, volunteers, staff, like you're probably leading people that are older than you, leading people that are a lot younger than you. And like, how do you lead such a wide spectrum of different ages?
I think the best thing I ever read was, well, one of the best things is John Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership. And so in it, you got to realize that the only reason people are following you is because of position. And so the only reason a lot of people even follow me is because it says Andrae Jones, children's pastor. That's it. They understand what pastor is, they understand what leader is. So then it's gaining the permission. Then it is people production. Then it's what have you done for them. And so in that, regardless of whatever age it is, I've got to realize where I'm at with them. And so then it is humility in. We have a thing that says nobody big, everybody little. And so in that sense, it doesn't matter if I'm older than you, younger than you, I'm here to serve. And so my goal is, how do I make you a better follower of Jesus? And so if I help you become a better follower of Jesus, guess what? Then you're going to be a better small group leader. You're going to be a better guest service leader. And so regardless of age, I first want to help you be that better follower of Jesus. Then for my younger crew, it is really like coaching and walking alongside them. And so I like to bring them on journeys. So that's where I'll give more research to. I'll give more, hey, let's read this together. Let's have this conversation. I got some pretty well-off people who serve on the team like that lead large. And so time is very valuable to them. And so for those, it might just be some quick phone calls. It might just be, hey, I need you to jump on this Zoom for 30 minutes because I know you have work. I know you have this. And so when you value people's time and you come prepared, they're more likely to be bought into it. And so in that 30 minutes, I'm running it like a true business meeting. Hey, guys, welcome in. Let's get to it. Hey, we saw this week, and we're prepared for this. Hey, what do y'all think about? Hey, did you see the pre-read? And you've got to do that because people are going to look at it and like, sir, I work with people that lead multiple organizations, and you're like, hey, let's talk about what's going on today. Like, let's wrap it up. And so I think it's being intentional in just who you're serving, but realizing that I think you just got to serve them the best you can.
There's a lot of excellence in that. Like I like the way you said it. It's respectful of them. Like you're respecting the people by being intentional and strategic in the way that you're leading each one. If you're leading everyone differently like that, then how do you, when it comes to setting up your ministry to win as a whole, because you probably have different staff members for different age group areas and whatnot. How are you pouring into your volunteers and team, like not just on a informational piece of like, hey, this is what I need you to do. How do like they're probably needing some sort of vision cast and like some spiritual, like you're pastoring at the same time. It's already a lot to be like an event planner and a leader and all that. You're still pastoring. So like, what are some intentional things that you do to try and make sure that like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm actually shepherding not just these kids, but the people who are leading these kids?
That is for me, it's probably one of my greatest joys. Is just be able to sit with people and get to know that they really are people. So relationships are key. So what do? I love, we're in Texas, so I love a good barbecue. Absolutely. And so we will intentionally invite people over to the house, and it's just a kickback where you get a chance to enjoy a meal, have a conversation, and it breaks down those walls of always having to be on in ministry. We do meetings throughout the week, and so some of those will just start off with how are you doing, but even in the beginning of the orientation process, a lot of the conversation is driven like, hey, tell me how you got here, tell me your story. I want to know where you are because if I'm going to help you get better, I've got to know where we're starting at. On the weekends, I tell my team, so my staff, They'll talk bad about me, and when they listen to this, they'll probably like, oh, there it goes. If they try to bring a problem to me on a weekend, I tell them that's a Monday problem. Saturday, we have a Saturday service. Saturdays and Sundays are for people. So my responsibility is I'm talking to all of our first-time guests, and I'm just popping into classes. I'm observing to make sure that everything's running effectively, but I'm having conversations. So I'm talking to the 4 and 5 year-olds, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Okay, and I'm making mental notes. And sometimes they'll see me type stuff on my phone. Hey, my son had a soccer game. Go down to this one. Okay, I'm getting married over the next couple weeks. Okay, this one. Hey, just got back from like a hard surgery or something. So I have to make those notes because if I don't care and I miss out on that, but all I want to do is drive production and so I look at my texts. Like if you look at your texts and all your texts say, are you going to show up? Did you make it? Where are you? You're not shepherding. Like you're driving a childcare service that says be on time.
Yep.
And so one of the things we like is you can either focus on relationships or results. And I find that a lot of the relationships will then bear the results that either I know I was going to get or even some that I didn't. But it's all key around relationships.
Interesting. Does your staff, have they adopted have they adopted that thing of like, okay, we know not to bring Andrae problems on the weekends. So like let's not, like, do they start taking notes on their own phone? Have you encouraged them like, hey guys, be outward facing. Like this is this is our time to do this.
We set metrics. And so really it is intentional. Like tell me 2 stories from the weekend. And so that creates accountability for it.
Yeah.
They'll see me in the hallway, and if I see them talking, hey, come on, keep moving. People. I am. And what's going on? Like, no. Like, we don't, it's not like a McDonald's or a restaurant where somebody might come back every week. They might come back every day. Like, a bad experience will cause somebody not to come back to church. And it's not just a transactional thing. Like, there is an eternal impact on that. And so we take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And so I've had to really coach my team up because some of my younger team, that's not normal for them. A lot of them kind of came into a world where everything was kind of me-centered, and so for you to shift it and just to serve other people, it's hard for them. And so then you've got the 22-year-old who's trying to lead the 50-year-old, and so what do you tell them? I said, here's the best thing you can do, is just ask them questions. And then the question will then bear another question. So they may talk to them and say, hey, Miss Carolyn, how you doing? I'm doing good. What happened this week? Oh, me and my husband. Oh, you've been married? How long have you been married? We've been married for... I think Miss Carolyn's like 40-something years. She's a phenomenal lady in our nursery. But then there's just questions, and you just get a chance to be a sponge. John Maxwell calls it like mining for gold. And so I'm trying to encourage them, go have conversation. What do I say? Just ask questions. But to your learning point, what I tell them is that they have to be learning.
Yeah.
Because people are expecting them to be the experts. And what you don't get a pass for being young. You don't get a pass for being new. The expectation is not perfection, it's progress. And so what we're encouraging them, you have to learn, because the moment you don't learn, guess what's happening? You're declining. And so there's a little axis we try to draw, like you need to be going up. But the moment you plateau, guess what? People have expectations of you. And if you're not providing anything new on a relational side or on the leadership side or on the curriculum or content side, people are going to quickly write you off, like, you're not serious about this. I'm giving you my hour and a half, and there's no ROI, return on investment for that. And people are asking the question, like, what's in it for me? And so we've got to make sure that we're intentional with relationships. We're intentional with the content, whether that's an email that goes out, a text that goes out. All of it has to be intentional, but never miss out on the relationships that are in those classrooms, in those hallways. So that's what's huge for us.
This is a nuanced, like, experience that I'm about to ask you about. But because I'm saying not every church has this thing, but you guys are multi-site.
Mm-hmm.
And there are churches who do that. So that's why I'm like, we have people who watch that, like, have this same thing. So how have you, like, as you guys continue to grow, because you're still growing.
Right.
And you're, like, I doubt that there's ever, like, it sounds like the way that you guys even, like, grow as people, there's no way there's going to come a point to where you guys as a staff are like, we don't want to grow anymore. We're done. And until the Metroplex loves Jesus, like, you will continue to grow. So, like, how have you fought for or protected that culture? Because, like, it's different at different sites and campuses. Yeah. So, like, how are you protective of while still allowing people to adapt and express themselves in a different setting?
I think the big part of culture, like culture, and resharing that over and over. And so we're unique in the sense that a lot of our campuses are 100% volunteer-led. And so those volunteers jump on a call with me and our operations girl every Tuesday. Yeah. And so on that, I'm getting feedback for what's going on for the campus, but also I'm casting culture. And hey, reminder, we got to have a warrior spirit. We have a servant spirit. We love to have fun. And I'll ask the question like, hey, which one are you struggling with this week? Or which one are you excelling at this particular week? I don't do a lot of campus visits. I would love to, but that's intentional. But that's also set by our senior pastor.
Wow.
He's not at campuses all the time because I think his mindset, if I have to be at this campus, then you're not leading. And so the best thing I can do is give you the space to lead. But then there's metrics. There might be people that we send to be able to check into it. And so as much as we want you to be you, I think we spend a lot of time in culture to where I would expect anybody who spends some time with me just to know how I think, but it's the why behind it. It's not that we want to be a control freak about it, but it is we truly want to cultivate the hearts and create experiences for our kiddos. And so if we go to a campus and it's not the best it can be, I'm not gonna kick over walls and yell and scream and all that. We're just gonna have hey, it's coaching moment in that time. Hey, did you see that? Oh yeah. So I did go to a campus. Let's talk about that one. So I did go to a campus one day, and you guys give us some amazing curriculum and some amazing resources. And I
We're
walked
working
in,
on it. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't. None of it was being used. So I went in there and I was like, hey, and it was just an opportunity to have a conversation. Hey, so did you get this? And I'll be first to apologize. And so what I don't
You
want,
assume the best,
Absolutely.
and like this could have been a miss on us. Like, yeah.
But even then, hey man, sorry, we probably didn't coach you enough on this. And so because of that, hey, here's what we're looking at. Do you have any questions about us? Let's talk through it. Because I don't want you to leave with your tail between your legs like you just got beat up. I want you to leave empowered so that you can then have that conversation no matter what classroom, no matter what campus you are. You should know the culture and what the expectations are enough to where you can have a healthy conversation and say, hey, we're not going to do this, or great job. Like what gets celebrated gets repeated.
Yeah.
But what you cannot be afraid of is hard conversations, because guess what? If you're not having that hard conversation that's going poorly, a parent's going to see it and they're not going to come back. Or a high capacity volunteer is going to see this and say, y'all are playing a game, I'm going to serve elsewhere. Yep. And so you've got to guard it and have those hard conversations. So whoever's out there, I know they're thinking like, ooh, hard conversation, don't want to have them. You got to, but don't forget the celebration piece of it as well.
So as you've grown and like you're building out different things, I think one of the coolest things someone once told me was like, hey, pick 3 people or pick 3 churches, like just reach out to them. Well, we were growing at the church that I was on staff at. They were like, hey, pick 3 people, reach out to them and like figure out how they're doing it.
Right.
And I think I've watched you not just be a learner, but you're constantly trying to figure out in the most non-comparative way. Like you're not reaching out to be like, wait, they're doing that, so we should do that too. Mm-hmm. Or they're doing that, like we can do it better. You're legit trying to learn from, hey, you've been in the season that we're in. Mm-hmm. So like who have been some of the people or some of the ways that you've identified like,
Oh man. I'm a little crazy when it comes to that. So I don't know what it is, no matter what city or area, like if I have a little bit of time, I'm going to try to find a church that's in that area.
Yeah.
And so in that, once again, tribute to like my senior pastor, he's like, go find somebody who's doing what we're not doing. So go find a church. If we have 6 campuses, go find a church that has 12. Go find a church that has 20.
Yep.
Go learn what they're doing, because one day, if the Lord says same, we'll get there.
Yep.
But what you don't want to do is somebody else has already done the hard work, so go learn from them. And I think when I come back to that relationships and results, I went into a lot of those conversations wanting the results. And that conversation was probably 30 minutes, and then it was done. And it felt kind of awkward. And so what shifted is I would just get to know people. And so while I did want to know some stuff, I just get to know them. And so let's throw Vicky out there. Vicky's at Ada Church up in the Michigan area. Yeah. We stayed at the same hotel at the conference. All our teams are there, and we just start having a conversation. Hey, what's going on? Tell me about your church. We're multi-site, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get smacked. 3 years later, that's somebody that I can email, text, hey, I got this problem, trying to figure this thing out, and then we just go back and forth. People in the area, Damon, Matt, Ryan, Julie, these are like leaders who are in the area, Katora, like these are all people who I'm just like, hey, do y'all have a process for this? And they're like, oh yeah, boo boo, and they'll just shoot it out. But there's a relational side to it. Wow. That really says, hey man, how can I be praying for you? What's going on in your world? If there's something that we're all doing well, let's share it. And there's been times where like, hey, do you have this? Cool, take it, it's yours. Here's the Canva template. Remove our logo on it. It is absolutely yours. And like, I'm not trying to compete with other people. There's way too many kids in DFW. There's way too many kids in the globe that need Jesus.
Yep.
And so why would the church want to be a place where we're going to compete so that we can get more accolades?
Mm-hmm.
For what? Just because kids accept Christ at your church don't mean they're going to their experience in heaven is not going to be different than mine.
We're on the same team, right? Like, yeah.
But I think people are blown away by that. And
Do you think that it feels like it's a shift in the past probably 5 years that I've seen, but I don't know if it's post-COVID. It was happening a bit before, but I'm saying post-COVID, there seems more of an acceptance or an openness to like, I didn't know the name of the church that was down the street from me, but I'd really love to get to know them now. Like there's a community aspect happening in the children's space and in the church space that's really healthy. But yet I think sometimes people just need to be told like, hey, like you're saying, go find churches in your area.
Yeah.
Like take them to lunch.
Yeah.
Just get to know them.
Yeah, there's an intimidation factor for sure. I think in the pandemic, we all got like rocked a little bit because I think there was expectations that were just like drastically came upon us. And so you're like, okay, run. And then guess what? We come out of the pandemic and now you're trying to get people back into church. Yeah. And so I think the motors have been running. And so we finally got to a point where I'm tired of doing this by myself. Yeah. And so then I think in that, it probably is a little more easy just to reach out to that pastor down the road or reach out to that church down the road and just say, hey, can I come visit? I get a lot of people who email and say, can we just come visit? I'm like, absolutely, whatever you need. And I'll do the same. Yeah. The reason why we give out a first-time cup with a sticker and a little bookmark and a piece of candy is because when I was up north, I went to LCBC church. Yeah. And I said, oh, my gosh, this is amazing.
This is awesome.
Can you send me this? Yes. The reason why we give out these little first-time guest cards is because we were on a Zoom with a couple of leaders, and they're like, hey, guess what we're giving out? I said, send that to me right now, please. And I think that's what the church is designed to be.
That's actually kind of Acts 2, where it's like everybody who had gave and all needs were met within the church. Right. And it's like, oh, that's cool.
But that's what it should be. And so the question, why is it not? Like, where did it come to the point where ministry leaders were told just to put your head down and just figure it all out by yourself? That's stressful. Yeah. And so why not, to your point, have that Acts 2 church where everybody is giving, where everybody is sacrificing. And guess what? We're seeing people come to know Jesus. Like that, whoever posts, whatever, maybe a church posts and say, we had 10 people come to salvation, and somebody that had 100. We shouldn't look at that and be like, oh, darn, I should text that leader and say, dude, I saw your camp. That was so amazing. I saw y'all had this man praying for you. That, you know how inspirational, what kind of energy that would give you to get a text from somebody that said, I saw that, great job, how can I pray for you? Anything that you need? You know, the one time where I probably see the church be the church is around VBS. Yeah. Because that's when everybody's like,
everyone's cheering for each other.
Well, they're cheering, but then they're also like, hey, that stage prop, can I see that? And I love it. But what if that was just regular?
Like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, hey, we have this to offer, you have this, is anybody doing this? Imagine what ministry leaders would receive if they just made that request and there wasn't a shame aspect to it. But it really was just a vulnerability, and somebody saw that and said, oh, I've got that. I'm here to support you. That's my heart behind it. Like, it's got to shift.
Well, it's awesome to watch. This is funny. I was at my daughter's cheer competition on Sunday, and we were at UNT in the big super pit. Yeah. And, like, we're sitting there, and, like, there's just, all weekend. It's like,
yep.
And so it'd been 5 hours of nonstop bass in my ears. And so I stepped outside just to like hear not that. Mm-hmm. And as I'm out there, like all of a sudden, like all of these little cheerleaders in one community cheerleading outfit show up.
I saw photos from
and
that.
I'm like, they're everywhere. Yep. They're literally everywhere. But you guys are doing such a good job of just being involved in the community and growing. And so I'm a fan. Like I'm a church nerd, and I'm always like, I just like to watch how people things tick and work. Not because I want to steal it, because it's like, how? Like other than the Spirit of God obviously breathing on your ministry, you guys are doing excellent things. Yeah. And so as we close it out, like what are 3 books, if I'm a kids pastor, that you would say like, hey, if you haven't, read these 3 books?
That's a tough one. Uh-huh. Number 1 comes to mind is a Sustainable Children's Ministry by, I think, Ministry Architect.
Okay.
It's not even a kids ministry book. It's Who Not How.
Okay.
I don't know who the author is.
Okay.
But it's huge because it is like, hey, stop trying to do everything by yourself. Figure out the people that are on your team and empower them. And I don't know if I have. You know, if you want to go kind of generational, supporting kids, anxious generation, But
Jonathan Haidt, however.
possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should know these things.
Yeah.
I can see it on my bookshelf.
I can see it too. And I
Yeah.
think the last name, Haidt. It's great. Yeah.
But I think anything on people, like I think ministry is shifting. It's not that it's less on the production and the process. You're going to always need those.
Yeah.
But I think with the rise of AI, the rise of digital, you have to be able to win with people. So maybe John Maxwell's winning with people. There you go. That's another one.
That's another great book as well.
I probably gave you like 5. I'm sorry.
They're all winners. Thanks for taking time. Thanks for getting married and sticking around to do a podcast. I'm excited for our honeymoon. You guys, like, I'm on the cruise. You don't know this, but it's great.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
It's gonna be awesome.
You're going to Disney with us too?
Yeah, that's great. This invite that you just gave me is all I was waiting for. So thank you.
We're flying out on Thursday. You need to know. We're not going Delta though.
Thanks for taking time, and you'll be back because I have a feeling everyone's gonna be like, bring that guy who's like way smarter than you back on the podcast. So
man, thank you for doing this though. There was a season where I was looking for a kids ministry podcast, and I just felt like I don't know what happened. I don't know if everybody's resources just shifted and there weren't as many, but I think, and I remember when you guys did one, and it was great.
Yep.
And so to see it come back and just to see your genius be a part of it, I'm telling you, man. No, I sat at a conference and your name came up 3 times, which then we were like, let's do lunch, and then we end up talking about flights. We end up talking in the airport.
Yep.
This is going to bless so many leaders. And so I know you're coming from meetings, you're running around, but be inspired and know that because of this, leaders out there will be blessed. So keep doing what you're doing as well.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. So we'll see you next time.